Hello and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Lynette. I have been working at Porters for slightly over 5 years, but 3 of which I've been in charge of global marketing. Today's webinar, how can digital transformation enhance communication and expand recruitment business, is the second one in the digital transformation series that we have prepared for this year. I hope you enjoy today's webinar and join us in the next ones too. If you have any questions during this session, please type them in the Q&A tab. This is the agenda for today. First, I will briefly introduce our company Porters. Then I will introduce communication in recruitment. Then dive into digital transformation in communication, give a live demo, and finally conclude the webinar. Porter's mission is matching change your business, and the vision is to drive recruitment business to greater heights through optimization of human resource matching. Porters supports companies whose business involves matching, such as staffing and recruitment, maid agencies, corporate recruitment, and many others. The company was established in Japan in 2001 with the headquarters in Tokyo, branch office in Osaka, and a subsidiary in Singapore. Currently, we hold the #1 share of Japan market. We have a client base of more than 2,000 companies in Japan and overseas, and we also have presence in 11 countries. These are just some of our clients. Over the years, Porter's clients have grown in various ways, including revenue expansion. The flow of business with Porters facilitates faster placement, work efficiency, work flexibility, and service satisfaction. This is an overview of Porters. It is a complete solution for managing recruitment data from the beginning to the end, including billing management. Candidate registrations from websites or job portals and job details from portals are registered into the system. The candidates are matched to suitable jobs and vice versa. Then the recruitment process is managed at different stages. During the recruitment process, email communication, creation of candidate profiles, job descriptions, calendar synchronization, and many more can be done right from the system. Additionally, the progress at each stage can be tracked, and therefore it is very easy to make improvements while monitoring the KPIs with the report function. Porters can support in centralized data management, which makes data access easier. Also, to automate processes, which reduce administrative tasks. Now, back to today's webinar. As mentioned earlier, Porter's clients have grown in various ways, including revenue expansion. Porter's successful clients have attributed the success to speed, volume, and quality that have been constant in their work. In today's webinar, we will look at how communication impacts speed, volume, and quality, and how digital transformation can enhance the communication. Generally, speed means quick response to clients and candidates' requests. Volume means availing multiple options to clients to choose from. And quality refers to providing the best match. When you offer quality work, you will be assured of repeat contracts. Communication is involved at all angles of success formula. With Porters, communication has been simplified to facilitate speed, volume, and quality. Just with simple clicks, you can execute various tasks. Example, accessing data, search, sharing, sending information, updating information, and many more. When speed is applied in business development and candidate sendouts, you get a chance to work with more job descriptions. You can be able to do more candidate sendouts. You will have more ongoing processes that you're working on, and that will lead to more placements. When you deliver beyond expectation with perfect match, you also contribute to quality. Traditionally, communication with clients, candidates, and within the company was limited to email, telephone, and face-to-face. Sometimes it is necessary to arrange for the phone calls or face-to-face meeting in advance, and it may take time to find a convenient time. Because there's a lot of back and forth in the communication, just to make sure that everybody gets a convenient time. However, the traditional communication has shifted to include social communication, which prompts better and faster responses. Porters has included social communication in the platform with easy click and go. This ensures quick access, speedy communication, and more volume that can be covered. Next, I will move on to the live demo, where I will demonstrate how enhanced communication can be done with candidates, clients, and within the company. This is the Porters platform, and this is how it looks like. This is the candidate page listing all the candidates. For example, when you click on the candidate ID, you are able to see detailed information about this candidate. All the information about this candidate, for example, the ongoing processes or history, is recorded here. And right above this candidate information, there is the quick access menu that you're able to use to access various actions. For example, you can easily access a LinkedIn. You can send email to this candidate. You can communicate by Facebook, WhatsApp, Zalo, or any other communication application that you may be using. This is in addition to the traditional email communication and telephone. And with Porters, we've also prepared an SMS function that you can be able to send SMS from the platform and the candidate receives it on their phone. So I'll give an example of how to connect with LinkedIn. On this candidate page, you click on LinkedIn and you will be able to see the LinkedIn information. With LinkedIn and also with Facebook, this candidate name has to exist on the other side for you to get the accurate information. If the candidate uses a different name, then there's a chance that their profile will not show up, or you may have to conduct some search to be able to get the correct profile. But if they match, when you click, you'll be able to access the information. Also, with the candidate, if the telephone number that you've registered is active on WhatsApp, when you click on WhatsApp button, you're able to go to the candidate's chat where you can write your message and send to the candidate. However, if that number does not exist on WhatsApp or the number is wrong, you will be prompted to this error page, with this kind of error message. However, if the number is correct, you'll be prompted directly to the chat with this candidate. And the same applies with Zalo. Zalo is an application also similar to WhatsApp, but widely used in Vietnam. So if you have other applications that you wish to use, the connection or the back end is done in a similar way as what is existing here already. So it can be integrated into portals. Next, I'd like to introduce to you the SMS function on portals. Once a telephone number is registered on portals, we are able to convert it into a format that SMS can be sent. In this case, we have the field here, SMS. When you click on it, an email window opens. And from this email window, on the left side, you have access to some templates, which you can prepare beforehand. In this case, I will click on SMS template, and I'll have this kind of message registered here. It says book appointment with portals, and there is a link. I will explain in detail about this link soon after this. Briefly to introduce, I would like to say that with portals, you are able to easily book a meeting with your candidates using an application called Zelos. So the recruiter generates the link and is able to attach it on either SMS or other communication forms that they're using, so that the candidate can receive this link and be able to book an appointment or a meeting. So when you click send here, an email is sent from this window. However, this candidate receives an SMS on their phone. Later on in this presentation, I will share with you how the SMS is received by this candidate. For now, I'll close this window and go back to the candidate page. Now I'll move on to how to book an appointment or a meeting with this candidate. We use the application Zelos, which can be found right here on portals. So you click on Zelos, a link is generated. When that link is sent to the candidate receives it, and when they open it, they get this kind of a screen. So they will click start. Then they will get the details or the information of the recruiter who wants to have a meeting with them. They will go ahead and click online interview and have access to the recruiter's calendar. So the recruiter's calendar has the options when they're able to take meetings. And this candidate can book any of these open slots. For example, if this candidate books a slot for Monday 8th at 2 p.m., the candidate will click on that. The information will appear here. Then click next. You have the message telling you that the interview is successfully booked. You can go ahead and participate in the questionnaire prepared, but this is an optional choice. Some recruiters will choose not to put the questionnaire, or some candidates will opt not to participate. But if you choose to, you can continue from here. So once this is done, the recruiter will go back to portals and they will check their calendar. I'll just refresh this calendar. On their calendar, they will find that this interview has been booked and it shows on this calendar with the candidate. So you find that this kind of booking meetings, it is made easier as compared to the traditional way where you have to do many communications back and forth, many cancellations, many confirmations, and sometimes having to do the data entry. Sometimes you end up making a mistake when doing data entry with booking the calendar. But with Zelos, the information is booked directly on the calendar and a copy is sent by email to the candidate and also to the recruiter. That is communication on the client side, on the candidate side. So I would like to move to communication on the client side. I'll go back to the candidate list. So I will pull out a list of the clients. This is my list of the clients. And I'd like to explain how communication can be easily done, especially when doing business development. Just same as the candidate side, when you click on the ID, you're able to see the details about this client. For this particular client, there's only the client information, but there's no HR contact or job information or revenue information. And therefore, it's a pretty much new client. So having this information alone is not good enough for your company. You need to have a contract with this client, possibly get a job order to work on, and future have more job orders to work on from this client. So the start point is, you have this client, you go out there on the media to search what kind of jobs they have. So for example, you can click and go search on Indeed, and you can see the type of jobs that they have on Indeed. You can check on them and just to make sure that these are the kind of jobs that you can work on. And once you have ascertained that you can work on this job, you go back to the client. And as you can see, you do not have any contact with this client. So you can go ahead and search this client on LinkedIn to see if there are any contacts you can find on LinkedIn from this company. So you can find a HR personnel from this company, or you can check your network to see if there's anybody who can introduce you to this client, and from there strike a conversation and hopefully be able to have a contract with this client and work on their job orders. As you can see, unlike the traditional way where you have to copy this client name and go to Google and see what they have out there, and you have to open multiple pages to be able to achieve this, on Portals, just on one screen, you're able to perform these actions, and therefore you can work faster, you can be able to handle more volume, which eventually contributes to having more placement and also success of the business. And the other communication that is convenient to do on Portals on the client side is a sending of bulk emails. So for example, you have a client, or rather you have clients who have similar requirements. For example, this one I've already filtered up. I've already filtered some jobs here. For example, corporate sales, which have similar requirements, but they are of different companies. And I also checked on the database, and I realized that I'm handling candidates who are open for jobs, but they've not been placed with any positions yet. So I searched my candidates. I've shortlisted them here. I have them here, about 10 of candidates who meet those job descriptions. So I copy this candidate information, come back to my corporate sales positions, select all, and then I'll do candidate introduction email. So by clicking this, I'll be able to send this information of the 10 candidates to these two companies in just one email. So I'll click candidate introduction. Remember, I had copied the IDs of the 10 candidates. So I will paste them here. And I have them displayed here. I'll click next. And the email window will be prompted. On this email window, I can opt to use existing templates. So I will use this one, CV sent multi for client. And with this template, the information in brackets is picked from the system. And then the other information is outlined here. So there's information about 10 candidates in this one single email. And the recipients of this email are the two agents, the two companies who are going to receive this email. So they're able to look at these candidates and make a decision if they're going to move forward or if they fit their requirements. So when you click send, both the clients will receive this email with this information. Traditionally, you may have to send one email of the candidate information to each client. And because you have 10 of them, you may end up sending 10 emails just to introduce these candidates. And because you have two clients with the same requirements, you may need to do another set of 10 candidates. That makes it 20 emails being sent for just these two positions. But with this feature, you're able to do just one email and be able to reach the two clients, introducing to them these 10 candidates each. And therefore, your work is made easier, speed is increased, and of course, the potential of getting a match between the candidate and this job, of course, becomes higher. And if you have to repeat this process, let's say 3 or 4 times a day, definitely you will see the change in your work efficiency. Next, I would like to move on to in-company sharing. In communication within the company, as mentioned earlier, sometimes, actually most of the time, is done face-to-face, but due to COVID and we started working from home, it's done maybe by email or by chat, and you have to pick information from one place and send it to the other place. With portals, for example, if you have this list of candidates that you'd like to share with your team members, let's say to approach these candidates. So you can make this list, and when you click the share button, you will be able to generate a link which you can copy and share in, let's say, chat or email or other means of communication that you're using. And the one who receives this link will be able to get exact search results that we have here. And in that manner, you're able to search, you're able to convey the message as it is in real time, rather than having to copy and paste or remember and send the information. And therefore, high accuracy is achieved on top of the speed of having to convey this message. Another means of communication within the company is, for example, when some information has been edited. For example, if this candidate has some information updated about them and you'd like to notify somebody about it, so you click edit, add the information that you wish to add, and when you click on in-house sharing, you are able to select who you would like to share this information with. It could be all the users or a selected user. So you can choose who to share it with, select the person here. You can include a message, check on this candidate. And when you save, this person, this recruiter, the recruiter that I shared information with, gets a link with this candidate's information. So they're able to quickly click on the link and come to this candidate and check the updates. So that is all about in-house sharing or in-company sharing. Next, I would like to move on to back to the PowerPoint presentation, where I would like to do a quick recap of what we've covered, just for better understanding. First is about Zelos, which I already explained to you. And as mentioned, sometimes it can take so many backs and forths to just be able to set a meeting at a convenient time for both the candidate and the client. And what we don't realize is that in this many backs and forths, actually a lot of time is wasted. So with a Zelos application, you just need to create the link, send this link to the candidate, and then the candidate receives the link, makes the reservation for the available slot. This information is shared in email, both the candidate's email and the recruiter's email. Additionally, the booking is done on the recruiter's calendar, and it avoids having to manually go input information on their calendar, which saves a lot of time. And the recruiter can focus this time on revenue generating activities, such as talking to more candidates or doing more business development, which are directly linked to revenue generation for the company. And therefore, in saving this time, also it contributes to the general revenue of the company. Next is about SMS, which I had explained to you earlier. So you click to send SMS to candidate. You use an existing template. You can edit it as you wish. And once you send, the candidate gets an SMS that looks like this: a book appointment with Porters, with a link which they will click and they'll be able to make the appointment. And this is just an example about booking an appointment, but also you could use this as reminders for their interviews, or maybe to submit something to the client company that is needed, or some other urgent information that you need to communicate with this candidate. Next is about doing business development and sending out candidates to clients. Many of the recruiters use Indeed, JobStreet, LinkedIn, Monster, and many other job portal sites to be able to either publish the jobs they're working on or find clients. So if you're doing business development, you may need to have your own system that you're working on, if it's Excel or a software. And then you have to open the Indeed page, open the JobStreet page, LinkedIn, Monster, and all the other pages that you usually work with. And then you have to do the copy paste to search for this information in each and every of these portal sites. But in reality, it takes a lot of time. So on Porters, you can click and access, and that makes business development much easier and much smoother. And when you have candidates, several candidates who match the requirements of, let's say, 2 or more jobs, multiple jobs that need to be filled within the client, with different clients, you can use the bulk email feature to send this email. So you'll have several candidates send one email, the recruiter sends one email, and several clients receive that email with the information. So this recruiter, at the end of the day, increases the chances they have on getting new processes in their pipeline. And of course, if you have more process in your pipeline, then you have more chances of making more placement. And if you have more placement, that means a revenue for you and for your targets, and also for the company. And this is also about sharing communication within the company, in company sharing. As mentioned earlier, you can either use the in-house sharing feature, on edit, or you can copy link and share with your colleagues by whatever means of communication that you use within the company. And these ones are accessed by easy mouse clicks. Now, I would like to conclude that speed, volume, and quality are key aspects to increasing revenue for any matching type of business. With quick and easy operations, you're able to build up volume, which is needed to get the best match. High speed and best match put you ahead of your competition in terms of quality of output, hence high satisfaction from clients and candidates. When communication is enhanced by digital transformation, it ensures higher speed, volume, and quality of deliverables, which translate to more placements. Now, I would like to take your questions. If you haven't typed them yet, please type them in the Q&A tab with your name or anonymous. We have a question here. Hi, I would like to have a copy of the recorded session. Yes, I will share the copy of this recorded session with you. Another question is, can I synchronize my email with this system? Yes, you can synchronize your email with this system. And another question is about booking application. Is there any reminder before the interview date? Yes, once you make a booking, you will get a reminder in your email that you have an upcoming meeting with a recruiter. Thank you very much for your questions. Another question is, may I know the price details? The price details depends on your location, where it's going to be used. So I would like, if you can communicate with me, you can send me an email to let me know which country you'd like to use it, and then I will give you the price plan for that area. Thank you very much. Any other question? I have another question here. The question just says, for example, Thailand or Malaysia. Is this related to the pricing? Okay, if it's, thank you very much. Yeah, it is related to the pricing. So for Thailand and Malaysia, the pricing is $50 per user per month. If it's okay with you, you can send me an email later and I'll send you the full information about how the pricing works. Probably it will give you a better view of how it's going to work for you. Thank you very much. Any other question? I'm going to send the material for this webinar to your emails. So if you have any further questions, please feel free to contact me about that. And just to let you know, we had the first webinar for this series. And if you'd like to know more about this webinar, please visit our YouTube channel or contact us and we'll send you the materials. And I would also like to request you to spend a moment to take a survey about this webinar. Once again, thank you very much for joining me today. I hope it was an informative session and that you gained some ideas how digital transformation can enhance communication and expand revenue. We would like to hear your experience to help us give better services in future. So please take a moment and do our survey. If you have any other inquiries, feel free to reach us. And also I will upload this recording to our YouTube channel, which I will share the link with you later. You can also share this link or this information with your colleagues or friends who could not join us today. Thank you again and good day.